One moment they were laughing in the moonlit surf, and the next, she was gone. Two best friends on vacation in one of Australia's most stunning and most dangerous natural wonders, the Daintree rainforest. It was supposed to be a peaceful night walk on a warm tropical beach, but in the inky waters just feet away, a massive saltwater crocodile lay in wait, silent, still, invisible. In a flash it struck, jaws like steel traps clamped around one woman, dragging her beneath the surface as her friend clutched desperately at her arms, screaming into the darkness. This was not a movie, this was not a dream, this was a real-life nightmare. Today we uncover the harrowing true story of the Thornton Beach crocodile attack. A chilling reminder that, in the wild, the rules are written in tooth and blood. What caused this horrifying ambush? Could it have been prevented? And what do the final moments of a crocodile victim really look like? Welcome to Savage Tales, Animal Encounters, the channel where we dive deep into real-life confrontations between humans and the untamed world around us. From fatal bear maulings to shark ambushes, from python constrictions to lightning-fast crocodile strikes, we uncover the raw, unscripted moments when nature reminds us who's really in charge. In today's episode, we're taking you to the remote shores of Queensland, Australia, where a late-night swim turned into a life-or-death struggle against one of Earth's most ancient apex predators. This story is more than just a tragic incident. It's a gripping tale of friendship, fear, and the razor-thin line between beauty and brutality in the wild. We analyse what went wrong, how humans continue to underestimate wild environments, and what lessons we can learn to protect ourselves and respect the natural world. If you find stories like this powerful, eye-opening, or simply unbelievable, please take a moment to support our channel. Like this video, it helps more people discover these cautionary tales. Comment below, have you ever had a close call in nature? What would you do in this situation? Share this video with friends or family who enjoy wildlife documentaries, survival stories, or cautionary tales about human versus nature. Subscribe to Savage Tales, Animal Encounters, and ring the bell so you never miss a single wild true story we bring to light. We're here to inform, to engage, and to honour those whose encounters left a mark, sometimes emotional, sometimes fatal, always unforgettable. Savage Tales, Animal Encounters, where survival meets the wild. It was a warm, humid night along the edge of one of the most stunning and ancient landscapes on Earth, Queensland's Daintree National Park. A place where dense rainforest spills into endless beaches and where time seems to fold in on itself, blending modern tourists with prehistoric terrain. Thornton Beach, with its tranquil shoreline and sweeping views of the Coral Sea, had become a magnet for nature lovers and adventurous travellers alike. That's what drew two close friends, 46-year-old Cindy Waldron, a New South Wales native, and her longtime friend, 47-year-old Heather, a resident of Cairns, to the area for a relaxing weekend getaway. The women had known each other for years, their friendship marked by shared laughter, road trips, and a deep mutual trust that allowed for easy companionship. This weekend was meant to be just that, an escape from the routines of life, a chance to soak in the natural beauty of far north Queensland, and simply unwind. On the evening of May 29th, 2016, the women had spent the day exploring the region, possibly hiking among the ancient ferns and waterfalls of the Daintree, or marvelling at the wildlife that calls this place home. As the sun dipped behind the horizon and darkness settled over the canopy, the air turned dense with the smells of the ocean, salt, and distant vegetation. The call of frogs echoed in the distance, and the rhythmic crashing of waves provided a natural soundtrack. After dinner, perhaps feeling emboldened by the peace of the night and the comfort of each other's company, the two women made a decision that would prove fatal. They went for a late-night stroll on the beach, eventually wading into the shallow water. It wasn't deep, only knee to waist high, depending on how far out you went. And on a tropical night like this, the water would have felt almost bath-like, soothing against the skin. Under the glow of moonlight and starlight, the ocean appeared calm, still, even inviting. There were no crowds, no noise, no interference, just two friends talking, laughing softly, letting the moment wash over them like the waves at their ankles. But what the women didn't realize, what they may not have fully grasped, is that Thornton Beach is not just a picturesque paradise. It borders the mouth of Cooper Creek, a known habitat for large estuarine or saltwater crocodiles. In fact, local tourism operators routinely run crocodile spotting cruises just inland from the very beach the women were now standing on. The area is well marked with warning signs, but whether they didn't see the signs or simply underestimated the danger remains unclear to this day. It's also unknown whether they knew the history of the region, that just a few kilometers away a 5-year-old boy had been taken by a crocodile in 2009, or that in 1985 a 43-year-old woman had been fatally attacked while swimming in a creek just like this one. This part of Australia is one of the few places on Earth where humans still coexist with an apex predator that hasn't changed significantly in over 200 million years, a living relic of the age of dinosaurs. Saltwater crocodiles are not creatures of chance. They don't randomly lunge at shadows or noise. They are calculated, silent and terrifyingly patient hunters. Often described as opportunistic ambush predators, they observe before they act. When a target enters their territory, they do not move immediately. They wait, they watch. And when the moment is perfect, when the distance is just right and the victim is off guard, they strike with lightning speed. At around 10 p.m, the two friends stood in the water, chatting in the dark. Perhaps they were distracted by the peaceful surroundings. Perhaps they felt safe being close to shore. Maybe they were reminiscing, maybe just enjoying the warm water around their legs. One of them felt something barely noticeable. A brush, a nudge. The kind of contact you might dismiss as seaweed or a passing fish. But it wasn't seaweed. It wasn't a fish. What was lurking in the shallows was a full-grown saltwater crocodile, an apex predator capable of explosive bursts of power, armed with bone-crushing jaws and an instinct to kill. And then, in an instant, chaos. Out of the black water, a massive saltwater crocodile surged upward like a torpedo, jaws wide, exploding from the shallows with terrifying speed and power. It struck without hesitation, clamping down on Cindy Waldron with bone-crushing force. The sound of water slapping against the surface was eclipsed only by a scream, sharp, primal, and filled with horror. Heather turned to see her friend being dragged sideways, limbs thrashing, as the creature began to retreat back into deeper water. Without thinking, driven purely by adrenaline and love, she lunged after them. She grabbed Cindy's arm, desperately trying to pull her back, to hold on to her, to stop the impossible. Her fingers wrapped around her friend's wrist, their eyes locking for one heart-stopping second in the darkness. But the power of the crocodile was overwhelming. It wasn't just the strength, it was the momentum, the pure mechanical force of the predator's muscles pulling against the current. The water churned as the croc performed what's known as a death roll, a rapid spin designed to disorient and disable prey, often tearing limbs in the process. The grip on Cindy's arm was broken. Heather was thrown backward, scraping her own arm as the rough skin of the crocodile brushed past her during the spin. And just like that, Cindy was gone, swallowed by the darkness. No more splashing, no more screaming, just silence. Heather stumbled out of the water, dazed and in shock, her arm bleeding from the graze. The beach was empty. The rainforest stood silent behind her. She was alone, standing on the edge of paradise, having just witnessed something out of a nightmare. Within minutes, authorities were alerted. A rescue helicopter was dispatched, equipped with thermal imaging, in hopes of locating either the victim or the crocodile. Boats swept the shoreline, and land-based teams combed the beaches and creeks. But as the hours passed, hope began to dim. Cindy had vanished into a predator's territory, a place where human survival is measured in seconds, not minutes. Heather was transported to Mossman Hospital, where she was treated for shock and her minor injuries. But there were wounds no bandage could cover. She had watched her friend, the woman she'd known for years, shared memories with, laughed and cried with, be taken violently and without warning. In the following days, the news spread quickly across Australia and beyond. The public was horrified. Some were sympathetic, others critical. Commentators debated whether the women should have been in the water at all. Politicians weighed in. Warren Entsch, a member of Australia's Parliament representing the area, made headlines when he said, "You can't legislate against human stupidity. If you go swimming at 10 o'clock at night, you're going to get consumed." It was a controversial statement, but it reflected a deeper, more uncomfortable truth. The wild does not care about human perception of safety. Crocodiles do not differentiate between locals and tourists, between informed and unaware. They patrol their territory instinctively. And once you cross that invisible boundary, once you enter their world, you are no longer in control. Search teams continued to patrol the area for days. Eventually, human remains were recovered inside a large crocodile found in the area. DNA confirmed what everyone feared. Cindy Waldron had not survived. Her life ended in an instant in a place meant to bring peace and beauty. The attack reignited calls for stricter crocodile management in northern Australia. Wildlife experts reminded the public that saltwater crocodiles are highly territorial, that their populations have rebounded since protections were introduced in the 1970s, and that caution must always be exercised when near any body of water in tropical regions. But for Heather, no legislation, no warning sign, no after-the-fact awareness campaign could change what had happened. She was haunted by the moment. The splash, the scream, the feeling of Cindy's arm slipping from her grasp. This was not just a news story. It was not just another statistic in the long and growing list of crocodile attacks in Australia. It was a friendship ripped apart by nature's most perfect ambush predator. It was a reminder that the beauty of the wild often comes with teeth hidden beneath the surface. And it was the final chapter in a weekend that was supposed to be full of laughter, but ended in unimaginable loss. Thank you for watching this chilling and unforgettable tale of survival, tragedy, and the raw, unpredictable power of the wild. At Savage Tales Animal Encounters, our mission is to bring you true stories that not only inform and captivate, but also remind us of the delicate balance between humans and nature. These aren't just stories. These are real lives, real decisions, and real consequences. If this video moved you, shocked you, or opened your eyes to the power of the natural world, we'd be honored if you'd support the channel. Click the like button. It helps more people discover stories that need to be told. Leave a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts, reflections, or even personal encounters with wildlife. Share this video with someone who enjoys true stories, survival accounts, or animal behavior analysis. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you never miss our next deep dive into a story where man and beast collide. We're building a community of curious, thoughtful viewers who respect nature's power and want to learn from these savage tales, one encounter at a time. Again, thank you for being part of this journey. Your time and attention means everything to us. And remember, Savage Tales Animal Encounters, where survival meets the wild.